So I got this beat up SDS Max hammer drill bit that I cut down and I threw this socket on, and this will fit right on this ground rod, right on the end of this. And I can drive that into the ground with the hammer drill instead of wailing on it with the beater. That'll be perfect. So keep in mind, I am not an electrician. I'm just a professional homeowner. So if this type of stuff scares you, you should probably hire it out. And working in the building trades, I have access to professionals out in the field, and I can get their opinions on what they would do. So instead of hiring one electrician to come and do the job where he has his own way of doing it, I can pick the brains of multiple people and come up with my own best solution to do the job. Over the past 6 months, I talked to a handful of people. Half the people told me to run aluminum, and the other half told me to run copper. Copper is much more expensive. The price difference was probably 30% more than aluminum. And with aluminum, you would have to go with a bigger size wire, which would have made pulling the wire through the conduit more difficult. All right, so here's my panel I put in 2 or 3 years ago, and I've been slowly changing out the wiring and installing arc faults. So this isn't complete, it isn't a finished product yet, but when I get a chance, I run a new wire for a different room or change something, if I change out the outlets. So let's open this up and add this new line. So I have a main disconnect outside. As long as I stay away from the top section here, I should be fine just shutting off that main breaker. So, main breaker, and I also have, you'll notice, these wires here. This is for the generator feed, and these little electrical couplings there, those are for the Sense energy monitor that I have on the bottom here. So the generator feed is also, I'm going through those little electrical sensor things. That way when we lose power, I can watch that and see how much current is being drawn. Down here on the bottom, you'll see how I have that Sense energy monitor. And these breakers here are to feed that. So I'm gonna actually swap that to the other side and use that bay there to feed this cable. And I'm gonna use the punch out right here so I can come right in, up, and right into it. All right, so change of plan. I'm gonna come out of a knockout that's up here because in this panel, the neutrals are right here. So I would have to come down and up. It was gonna come down this way and then in, but then I would have to come all the way up. So I'm already passing the neutrals. I just went outside and killed the main power. So we are all dead. These are dead now. Power's still off, but here's the breaker. So I'm doing a 60 amp. So that's gonna go right there. And I'm going to feed the red one first. Red one I'm gonna trim off just a little bit. Pow! These snips are not rated for this. I mean, it looks a little bit crowded, but the other thing too is a lot of these runs I kind of came down and back up. just because I wasn't dead set on all these being its final location. Just in case I wanted to move them around somewhere, I gave a little bit of slack. You know what I mean? And while I'm here, people say that these things loosen up over time. So I'll give them a little crank. Alright, so I think this is pretty good looking. Like I said, I come in here at least once a year and change one of these out to a arc vault. Although I got the main ones all set. You know, I got the kids' bedrooms on here. There is another bedroom that I should swap out. The living room is on one of these. That should be good to go. Alright, so this is what I have so far. Gave myself a little bit of extra cable in there, gave it a loop. I added an additional ground wire, and I just temporarily tech screwed it to the back onto the panel outside. Alright, so we're on the home stretch, and I probably won't be able to get it tonight, but I think tomorrow I'll get a couple outlets up and running. Let's do it. So, got the grounding bars hooked up. I mean, I would think if I would have ground right to this one, I mean, this is connected to this one through the panel, but I know sometimes I guess they could physically want you to have it wired to the other one too. I don't know.
I was walking out one evening late. The moon was rising high, headed for the riverside, around us fuss and fly.
And I don't really know if it matters which side you put these on, but I'm gonna go red on the right because that sounds good to me. And I'm gonna go all up on the same side instead of splitting them. That looks pretty good. The first snowstorm of the year. I wouldn't even call it a snowstorm. I think they said we're gonna get under an inch. It's the middle of January. Looks good. No explosions, so everything looks pretty good.